Obviously, this is using a very small amount of both the poppy and the chia. Store them in the freezer. You can put them in all sorts of other baked goods. You can make chia pudding, but keep them in the freezer because they're high in oil and fat and will go rancid, but they'll stay very fresh in the freezer. I thought I had so much room in here, and then it was just because I had all the ingredients out. Mix all this together. I'm just going to use my hands. And this just gets set aside until later. All right, so when it comes to muffins, they come together using, not surprisingly, the muffin method. So named for muffins. But basically you mix the wet ingredients and you mix the dry ingredients and then you mix the wet into the dry. It's very, very simple. It's a stir together method. You don't need any kind of equipment. So all you need is 2 bowls, a whisk, and a spatula. Oh, but the first thing I'm going to do is make the flax egg. So I need a little bit of boiling water.
I'm going to retweet.
I am by no means an expert in vegan baking, but I do know the kind of like popular principles, and one of those principles is the idea of something called a flax egg, which is an egg substitute using flaxseed meal, which is right here. This is 2 tablespoons.
So dumb.
The idea is that when whisked with boiling water, the flaxseed meal becomes like very gelatinous in texture and has the ability to bind ingredients. One of the functions of eggs in baking is that it binds everything together. So without eggs, things tend to be really crumbly and just does not have the kind of cohesive texture that we want. But flax meal and boiling water is a good substitute in a lot of cases. So I'm mixing the flax meal, 2 tablespoons, with 2 tablespoons water, boiling water. No, a 1/4 cup of boiling water. My bad. So I have my kettle. Oh, are my seeds done? Oh, they're done. Oh, well. I smell them. Okay. I don't hear them cracking. I might hear them as they cool, but the pumpkin seeds are puffed up and everything's golden brown. So that's good. I want to let my flax egg mixture cool until it's warm. But in the meantime, we can start to mix together our dry ingredients. I'm using 1 cup of all-purpose flour, then a 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. I don't recommend making this recipe with only whole wheat flour. You'll get something kind of dry and crumbly. Generally, a proportion of 2 to 1 all-purpose to some kind of whole grain flour is a nice sweet spot where you get the flavor benefits of whole wheat, but the textural benefits of a white flour. Then my baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt, and then ground cinnamon. I really like the combination of blueberry and cinnamon. And it's not sweet. There is no sugar in cinnamon, but we associate it with sweet flavors. And so when you're trying to cut down on the sugar in a recipe, often it's nice to add a little cinnamon because it like signals to your brain that you're eating something sweet and it
the flavor benefits.
What you think is a sweet flavor. So it's a nice little trick.
Oh, we can hear the mic. Roy is watching right now.
It's easy to see when all the ingredients are mixed together. And
hi, Roy.
So this has had a chance to
I don't like the combination of blueberry cinnamon either. You can hear us.
Kind of gelatinous.
Did you know he was listening?
I streamed there. I forgot my mic is on. It's okay.
Not tell me that it's vegan. Oh, I need vanilla.
Hey,
I forgot
look
about
at that.
vanilla, guys. Sorry. This recipe also has vanilla. So to this, I'm going to add all my other wet
hi,
ingredients.
Streamers.
Starting with a 1/2 cup of
Welcome to the channel, guys. Where do I send tokens? Oh, this is fun. Boys are watching.
It's more neutral, but I like the coconut flavor, and coconut is a very useful ingredient in vegan baking because it has properties sort of similar to butter, where at cold room temperature it's solid and warm room temperature it's liquid. So it's just a very, very useful fat in vegan baking.
Ooh.
Applesauce is another thing you see
oh my
a lot
God,
in
Roy.
baking. It adds a lot of moisture to recipes. I don't know, it's just very useful. I mean, I like using applesauce and other fruit purees or butters in all sorts of baking, not just vegan. So it's unsweetened. Also, this is just no added sugar, no added spices. Whisk that until you see the oil incorporate. You don't want a lot of that oil sitting on top. And now my sweeteners, a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I think that there is something to be said for a liquid sweetener that's very natural like maple. And it's also sweeter than sugar. So because you have such a pronounced mapley flavor, I think you can use less of it than if you were using granulated sugar. So that's everything.
Responding.
The last thing
So,
is
this is great.
Lindor, made
Airball.
to melt you by the Lint Master Chocolatier.
So what's our plan?
Maple leaf. It's on the bottom right.
The rule of thumb is you pour wet into dry.
Responding.
So if you were to dump all the flour into the liquid ingredients, that encourages lumps to form, and it's really hard to smooth out. But if you go wet into dry and you slowly incorporate your flour from the outside, you get something a lot smoother, and it requires less mixing. So wet into dry. So in general, it's good to put the dry ingredients in the bigger bowl, which I didn't do, but this is fine. So I made a little well. You don't have to do that part, but I like it. And then starting from the center, move the whisk in little circles, concentric circles, and then work your way out. And this will incorporate the flour little by little.
Player sizes are really good. Yes, and they feel like they're stuck to the floor better.
Nobody wants a tough muffin. Toughen. Mixing just until I have a smooth batter. Then I'm done. I'm going to get rid of the whisk and switch to a spatula for folding. So,
I should get James' camera. He said he doesn't want it.
Now I'm
This is
adding
why I can watch me
my
stream.
solid mixing ingredients. My toasted
Open to hackers.
sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds.
Show my
These have
pee-pee.
cooled. And then my blueberries. These have been
What's
on the
Jay
counter for
making
probably
pancakes?
10 or 15
No,
minutes, so
she's
they are
getting intel.
partially thawed.
Roy's
Go ahead
asking.
and add them frozen. Of course, you can use fresh, but adding frozen berries means you get less
Mufflins.
of those purple streaks. Kind of getting purple batter here, which I would like to avoid. So I'm going to mix as little as possible. And now, time to fill our muffin pan. I am going to use, what do I say to use? A 4-ounce scoop. Okay. I did this before, didn't I? And I don't remember. Oh, that's a 1.5-ounce scoop. Okay, so I can't even use that. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I don't have a 4-ounce scoop, so I'm going to use a half-cup measure, which is 4 ounces of water. Close enough, guys. All right. I just want equal amounts of batter in each cup. So a scant half cup, meaning a little less. And then go right into the muffin liner. I try to avoid getting it anywhere outside of the...
Yes.
What we're really doing here is just distributing the batter evenly across the 12 cups. You don't have to measure it like this, but it helps. You don't have to do this step. A little tap on the counter to eliminate air bubbles and have it settle a bit. And the final step is sprinkling each one with a bit of this seed mixture. And this, of course, gives a little extra flavor and so much texture to the top. All right, and that's it. That's the whole recipe. This is something you could easily, if you wanted to measure out the ingredients right before, you wake up in the morning, you'll have them in the oven. Basically, the time that it takes the oven to preheat is all you need to put these together. So, then you have 12 muffins. This isn't, well, I'm doing the outro already. Okay, I'll tell you about it when they bake. These will go 25 to 30 minutes in the oven. It's still at 350. I didn't change it from toasting the nuts. And I want them to be domed and springy to the touch and golden brown.
Trying to say beef is bad for the planet. But do we really care what those...
Just gonna retweet you.
Something happened where I lost control of the pan and I hit it against the side of the oven door, and then the edge of the rack mushed into a bunch of the muffins. So pay no attention to the ones in this row closer to me. But they're done.
Yes. He's injured.
These are the ones that I eat first, because they look a little messed up. Okay, this is where I had some problems. But you can see that the pumpkin and sunflower seeds on the surface of the muffins toasted. They look great. They're risen. They have a nice dome on them. And when I press in the center, they spring back. So that was after 27 minutes. And these need to cool, and then I can also put them on a rack to finish cooling once they have a chance just to set up, because they're a little bit fragile at this stage. All right, the muffins are still warm, but they've had a chance to cool. So I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm very excited to eat one. The this wonderfully tender muffin, studded with blueberries, with all the seeds. Slightly underdone. I baked it a little longer. But
It's a nice jersey. I really like it. The one that looks like the MTA one.
I love the way that
Like the font.
cinnamon and the seeds and the blueberries all kind of play off each other. Plus, you have this kind of
See?
like warmth from the maple syrup. And I think it's the perfect amount of sweetness where you'll eat it in the morning for breakfast, and it's really satisfying. And I think for people who like sweet breakfast, this could be a really nice thing to work into your breakfast routine because it just gives you enough, but not too much. And plus, I feel like there's real energy in here with the whole wheat flour and all the seeds. It's really good. And it's vegan.
Ooh.
It's also very freezable, so you could make a dozen, keep out a couple to have for breakfast, stick the rest in the freezer, and then you could grab one and pop it in the microwave. I feel like it is a wholesome, yet very delicious snack.
Oh.
And something that I really don't think you would know is vegan if you were just to eat it randomly. I think you just think, wow, this is a delicious breakfast muffin. So finally, a muffin I can get behind. This is not cake. This is a muffin. It's going to give you energy and make you feel great, and it tastes good too. So I think you should try it. And then also try the corn muffin, which is also delicious. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, what are we making next? More stuff in the book. Right?
Ideas exist inside.
Wow, nice move.
Electrify you. This episode is sponsored by Squarespace.
Babish.
Squarespace to build both Basics with Babish and BingingWithBabish.com. On the sites, you'll find recipes, whiteboards, other news, and updates, all beautifully designed.
That was crazy.
Get 10% off your first Squarespace order by visiting squarespace.com/Babish. We're comfortable. We just met.
Babish.
I'm okay. I forgot about that. Folks, I'm very excited to welcome the first celebrity guest to the new kitchen. Dominique Ansel is with us today. He's most famous for inventing the cronut, which inspires lines so long that they ruin friendships and test families' strength.
Roy's waiting for Kim.
Wait
She has
for
an
that
appointment.
delicious confection. So thank you so much
in the car?
for both inventing
Yeah,
it and for
he's
being here
watching
today.
this. Oh
for
shit,
having me
I
today.
pressed
And
pause.
as I understand, you've got cronuts available for sale. People can have them at home.
Yes, you can order them on our website.
Oh.
And they're selling out just as fast as they do in the
It's
stores.
selling out pretty fast, but you know, it's a good thing that now we can ship nationwide.
That's awesome. The link is in the video description.
Wow,
Check
it
it out,
really-
guys.
it
And today,
looks-
you're showing us what's amazing.
Put it on the hardest
We're
difficulty.
making creme
It
caramel,
looks.
so it's another like
real.
French classic. Very, very simple. It's one of the first recipes I actually learned how to make. A nice little caramel on the dish. Beautiful, like custardy cream,
BTT.
a little eggs. Like, simple and super tasty.
Oh,
I've
shit.
never made this before. I've always been very intimidated by it because when you turn it out, you want that perfect sort of
Miss.
flow of caramel down, and I'm always positive that I'm going to screw it up. So luckily, I don't think that's going to happen because we got you here today. So let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna start with just some sugar. We're gonna put it inside a small pot right here. A little bit of water. So the water is used to dissolve the sugar a little bit. Then we're gonna mix this and we're gonna cook it until we get a nice, beautiful ombre caramel. And this caramel will be dropped on the bottom of our dish a little bit later. So when we make a caramel, one of the most important things for me is to stop it at the right time. Of course, we don't want it to burn. We don't want it to go too far, but we still need this nice ombre caramel flavor and color.
Yeah.
So what I like to do when I start getting a little bit of coloration on the outside, I turn off the fire and I put this to the side. There's like residual heat inside the pot. So this is gonna keep on cooking the caramel a little bit longer. We're gonna stir it then. Once it's all combined, put it back on the stove and cook it a little bit more, and then put it back and
Kamel.
back and forth a little bit, on and off, until I get the nice color I'm looking for.
Now, the big enemy that we're facing here is crystallization, and when I see, grains of sugar on the side, I start to tense up.
That's a great
Got
point.
him.
So what I like to do for this, I start cooking. I put just a lid, it's perfect. So this lid was going to happen here, so the steam is going to go all over the sides and clean out the side of the front. So it's a very good point.
So yeah, you can see, oh, okay, yeah, it's starting to...
Yeah, it's a little bit of crystallization, but I'm not sure about this. You can also like push it down.
It's the calmest I've ever seen anyone about crystallization.
This is what I do for a living. Play with sugar.
Can I get you an up glove? I think these guys are going to get hot. Probably have those chef hands that are made of calluses.
I actually don't have calluses on my hands.
Oh. All right, you and me both. That makes me feel better.
I do not have calluses on my hands.
So.
Just got a manicure last week.
It feels really good, you know?
Yeah, it's great.
There's a lot of like men that
weird
they're not
flex,
man enough
but
to say
okay.
they like manicures. I love it.
That's exactly what they are. They're not man enough to say that they like manicures. You hear that, folks?
I do like it a lot, really.
Oh, it's great.
It's like getting a massage, you know? Just taking care of yourself.
Massage for your fingernails. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Manicure,
That's,
pedicure.
that's the takeaway I want people to take. To make creme caramel, sure, but go get a manicure. Be a man. Get a manicure, all right? Manicure.
All
right, so we got
That's alright.
Let's hear this
No
portion
callus.
on the side, this on one side here. I'm going to wait a little bit longer.
And now notice that you stirred it a little bit up front, but you're not stirring it now.
You're not stirring now. If you get to stir it now, like you're going to essentially like mix all the sugar that's not fully dissolved with the sugar that is dissolved, and you're going to have like pieces of sugar. So here you see it's getting darker on one side. My guess is like probably the pot is not super even.
This shitty all-time pie. You got to get that battlestick one if you want that even.
Got that new range.
I'm going to put this on the side here, like I was saying earlier. I'm going to start stirring it just gently, like this, so I have like a more even caramel.
Oh, yeah.
You can see everything is turning into like a nice color.
We get it, you lift.
It's a little bit too light for me. I like to have something
Wow.
darker.
A man after my own heart. I like a dark caramel as well.
Me too.
So the key here is that we want to sort of bring it up slowly, because my instinct when I see that color caramel is like, oh, that's done. I wouldn't have taken it off the heat. I would have kept it on there to try to darken it, but then I would end up burning it. So gradually putting it on and off.
Exactly.
Got it.
Put it on the side here again. I'm going to stir it a little bit. Just be careful. It's still quite very hot.
Oh yeah, no, that'll burn a hole straight through your body.
I think the worst burn is sugar and oil.
Oh yeah.
Because it sticks to your skin and it's impossible to remove.
What drives us to take these risks as chefs?
The love for food, I guess.
Yes.
Another pointer is that the smoke. You see the smoke here?
Oh, I see.
So I'll put it aside here. When it starts smoking, it's really hot. So when you take it off, right now my caramel is like a nice amber. It's gonna get a little bit darker, so I'm gonna stop here. And what I'm going to do today, I bought some vanilla paste. I like to add the vanilla inside my caramel. So some people like to add the vanilla inside the custard. I like to add it inside the caramel. That's get the caramel and the vanilla together on top of the custard, which is very nice. I'm just going to mix it a little bit, and now I'm going to add the vanilla.
I knew it was going to make a noise that I would like. I knew it was going to speak to us a little bit.
And if your caramel was a little bit too dark, what you could do is to take this cold water. So if you have a pot on the side that's much larger, you put in cold water so you cool down the pot on the bottom and you stop the cooking. But now we have nice caramel, so we're going to go quick and drop this into our dishes.
All right. That is a beautiful color. Let's do it.
Okay, while this is hot, we're going to pour this into our dish. Right in the middle, we want a nice thin layer.
It's not even noon. I'm ready for dessert. Here we go.
Look at this beautiful ombre color.
It smells so good, too. The vanilla in there, that really does make a difference.
That's pretty much it for now. So we're going to let this cool. It's going to take just like 2 or 3 minutes. While this is cooling, we're going to make our cake.
All right, let's do it.
You going to help me this time?
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry, should I help you?
Go ahead.
I apologize.
6 eggs.
6 eggs.
2 yolks. You can crack the eggs into the mixing bowl right here. We have 200 grams of sugar and 1 liter of milk. So very simple recipe. Only 3 ingredients here. Oh, fancy.
Andy, you're doing this in front of a living legend.
Make sure there's no eggshell.
Screw up right now.
I want to put pressure on you, but...
No eggshell. 2 more. Come on, Andy. You can do this. Oh, okay. That was a rough one.
You have a special technique to do that, huh?
The wrong way. That's what I call it. Did I get any shell in there?
No, you're good.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Grab the whisk. We're going to have 2 yolks right here. 200 grams of sugar. For once, we're going to mix this together.
All right. You looking for any kind of consistency? Am I trying to get it nice and fluffy?
Well mixed. That's
my favorite consistency.
Okay, that's it. And then we'll add the milk. Keep on whisking a little bit.
Holy moly, what a move.
Oh, yeah. What would you do without me, Dominique?
I don't know. I would not be here. That's you.
That's true. I'll take credit for that. You wouldn't be in my house if I didn't exist.
Clean up your mess a little bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, is that what you think?
That's perfect.
Okay. Wow, this is
See how easy is that?
That's what you're seeing. I'm at least going to take your dishes. Thank you. So now we got you guys.
So as you can see, we put them in the pan. That's quite deep. So we're going to add water, create a water bath, and then bake them in the oven. So we want something
Oh,
that's
she got dunked
almost
on.
like as deep as the dish. So our caramel right now is pretty set. So
Oh
just
my
start
God.
right over it.
I noticed no lubricants of any kind are going into the
Oh,
ramekins.
no.
Are these going to be able to, there's not going to be any problems with these inverting out?
No, it's not going to be a problem. There's a little bit of fat in the milk, so
That's
this the custard, it's eggy. That's all gonna set
Eggy.
together very easily. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna put this inside the oven. It's gonna go at 350 for about 25 minutes. Be very careful. So I'll put it here.
now we're putting the water in when it's in the oven here, so that we're not sloshing around all over the kitchen.
That's pretty good. It's about 3/4 of the way, almost all the way to the top.
All right, see you in 25. So now, those are going to bake for 25 minutes. You're going to let them cool in the oven a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna put them in the fridge until it's fully set.
How
really
long?
cold.
4 hours at least, or how long?
Yeah, I think 3 to 4 hours.
All right. Well, we'll have to play a couple rounds of backgammon or something. I have Uno. We can play some Uno.
Yeah. But you can also make them the day before.
Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Salud.
Not right now. Let's get it. So now we can turn these out.
Let's look at it. So it's really cold. You want to make sure this is fully set and really cold before you make them. So I always suggest people to make it either the day before or super early in the morning and eat it at night. Yeah. That's going to be key to molding this. We're going to use a...
Babish is definitely nervous.
He is,
Just
yeah.
right here.
You could tell.
We're going to like spin it. Just spinning the dish. So you can see
Babish,
the
the
caramel
babish move.
and then we're going to flip the dish. So
Come on.
it's not going to come out like exactly perfectly on the plate, so you might have to
Fuck
like
it.
jiggle the dish a little bit. So just like this.
No.
Or it'll
Oh
come
my.
out exactly perfectly on the dish, just like that.
I feel like Roy's hanging out with us digitally.
So you can see, like, I love the fact that we still have like lots of caramel.
The
on
what?
top, and it's like
It's a
oozing
fact?
to the
I thought you
side.
said something
I
else.
love the texture. You can see this jiggly texture. So it's nice, eggy, custardy. I think we should try it.
I think so too. I just barely had breakfast, but I'm so ready.
Good
to-
body movement.
Let's run.
You go first.
Oh, thank you. Such a gentleman.
Oh my God, I thought that was close.
I love this texture. I love just looking at it.
It's so small,
delicious.
soft, and creamy, but it has the flavor
This is us
of
hanging
caramel,
out.
the candy, which is such a lovely thing. You don't expect a liquid to be able to taste like this.
If you
I was
don't
a mute.
have, like an advanced
Oh,
home
shit.
maker, I'll always say, like, if you want to do something simple at home, this is the dish to go with. For sure.
Absolutely.
I think you shouldn't mold it.
Oh. So now a
Nervosian.
needs to unmold a creme caramel in front of
I'm losing.
maybe one of the greatest pastry chefs in the world.
You saw me doing it, right?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable?
I was watching. Yeah. Here we go. Am I comfortable? No. All right, so I'm going to gently run this offset on the outside.
Pretty good.
I thought that you kind of cut into it, but it really does just slip around the outside. It's really nice.
And just flip it on dish.
What a novel invention this is. Up.
Your hands are shaky a little bit.
Shut up, Roy.
Yes.
You can always change it back to
I'm
pro.
nervous.
Yeah,
It actually feels better on Hall of Fame.
I failed.
Okay. You didn't fail. Like, it helps if you put the spatula here and you push it a little bit. So essentially, you let a little bit of air on the bottom.
Yeah.
You see how the caramel goes
It's
up?
just like a suction going on.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Okay, try now.
It's probably going to pop right out. Now that Mr. Magic Hands has touched it. That's fine. I didn't break it.
Oh,
It's fine.
shit.
It looks fine on camera, right? That's perfect.
Hold on, Jim.
Pretty good.
Going.
It's not as foolproof as I
Do you want
thought.
to try one more?
Yeah, I'll try one more. We got one more in the can. I am not going to fail today. Okay, my first time trying this.
That's the
this
third
isn't
one.
take two.
That's the second one.
That's the second one. Run this around the outside.
Take your time.
And then
Not too much pressure. That's good. That's good enough. So long you see the caramel going up.
there we go. All right, nice and easy, no problem, easy peasy. Right out on your plate. I'm not panicked. I'm fine. Everything's good.
He broke it again.
All right.
Oh, he did.
Let's caramel.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Thank you
Look
so
at this.
much. Dominique Ansel, thank you so much for coming here and showing us how to make this very simple, very elegant dessert. His cronuts are available to purchase online in your home right now. They ship them to you with freezer packs and everything, so they're super fresh. And his latest cookbook, Everyone Can Bake, is available now. It is perfect for both beginners and advanced bakers. It's got this amazing chart in here that just sort of compares different crusts and bases with different fillings and toppings and sauces.
Hand model too.
So manicures. You gotta stay manicured, folks. It helps you sort of see the matrix with baking. It helps you be creative while following the rigidity of recipes that you need to follow in baking. So this is an incredible cookbook. I legit own this. I brought this down from upstairs because I got it for Jess for Christmas. She's already made a bunch of stuff out of here. Amazing cookbook, amazing cronuts, amazing guy.
Thank you so much
for coming through. And this is mine. Goodbye. Oh, I spilled it.
For more here.
Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode. They've been a great partner in supporting the Babish culinary universe and bringing my websites to life. From websites to online stores to domains and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for you to build your online presence. They also have SEO tools so that
Get the most out of your shower and your day with Nivea Nourishing Body Wash. It's the moisture you need for beautifully nourished skin. So, what are you waiting for? Get the most out of every shower with Nivea Nourishing Body Wash. I was never able to find a bra that fits my small.
So unfortunately, when most people think of the words ramen noodles, the first thing that probably pops in their head is something that looks like this right here. At least in this country. In Japan, hopefully you're thinking about something that looks like this, a traditional bowl of Japanese-style ramen noodles. But in this country, we've got this. And this right here is trash. You don't want to be eating that. You want to be eating this. But to make this at home, well, it definitely takes time and it takes a lot of ingredients. And for me, during the week when I'm busier and I don't have all of these ingredients on hand, what happens when I am craving a good bowl of ramen noodles? So that's the goal of today's video. I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could bring together a delicious tasting bowl of noodles that captures all of those same traditional elements, but comes together with just 7 ingredients.
A Dragon Ball Z
finish,
game for
a bowl of
his
noodles
PS5.
that won't take that long to prepare, so
You
it
look
can
nuts.
be replicated throughout
Oh, it's my boy. Yes, it's your boy. What's his name
Out of
again?
the 5 essential elements to a
This
traditional ramen, by far the one that is most important
Cooking green.
is the stock or broth.
Mike Green.
Because
Mike
this is what
Green.
makes up the foundation of your soup. You're not getting very far with one of those packets.
We're doing like 3 things
and
at
also
once.
the
Waiting for
store-bought
Kim,
stuff,
watching
you're
me
not gonna
play,
have
and
the
listening to
ramen
you
like
with your
that.
video.
Traditional broth or stock, well, it takes time and
Come
it takes a
on.
lot of bones.
Wow.
And I don't have that out from the oil later on. So that's going to be the meaty flavor there. Not much, but I'll take it. Now I've got the ends of these bok choy. That's some flavor right there. I've got the ends of these scallions. We're not wasting anything here. And then this ginger root, of course, that is really great aromatic flavor. So what I'll do first is I'll debone these chicken thighs, which is such a simple butchering process. Don't be scared to get chicken thighs with the bone in. You're just basically carving around that bone, and then once the bone is exposed, you go under it with your knife and just slice it right on out. And I'll take the bok choy and I'll cut the root right off of that. Same goes for the scallion. And for the ginger, as long as your ginger's clean, I'm just going to take a few slices.
Talking about how he makes really good broth. Sorry, Mike, Roy. Who called you Mike? No, I was telling a Roy on thing.
Our 2 measly bones, but it will have to do. And then our aromatics, ginger, bok choy, and scallion roots. Pop that in, and then 4 cups of water, which should make around 2 bowls of ramen. Hit that with just a little bit of salt. All right, broth is rumbling away. I'm just going to monitor that for the next
Blake
30 to
Griffin.
45 minutes.
Looks like Chan.
Flavor, but I want to move on to the next essential element, which is aromatic oil. And if you're new to ramen, you might be brand new to this element. And generally, an aromatic oil is a condiment that's created separately by infusing a bunch of aromatics in oil. And then it drizzles on top of your soup to, of course, add aroma.
Holy moly, what a shot.
Layer of flavor. But in this case, when I'm just trying to throw together a delicious ramen,
aromatic oil already made, and I might not want to make one completely from scratch, but I can still take that concept and I can build it out right into the dish pretty easily by using two of the ingredients that I have. So I've got these chicken thighs with this skin on, which has a ton of flavorful oil or schmaltz in that skin.
Schmaltz.
So I'm just going to salt these chicken thighs on both sides, and I'm going to get them in a pot. And this pot will ultimately be the pot that
Is there a liquid say at the mall?
and I'll put that on a medium heat and just
Which mall?
The one that we're going to.
Wait, we're gonna go to Long Island.
Now in the meantime,
It's
I can
closer.
put my ginger, so I'm going to peel it.
The not mall, the outlet you said, right? Yours is going to be far because it was only closer because it was by my parents. You could check.
Got a nice crispy skin here. We're just going to flip that, cook it on the other side, just for another minute until it's cooked through. Okay, so crispy on both sides, take those out. I'll take my ginger and I'll toss it right into that oil. And you want to make sure this is on a pretty low heat, like a medium low heat. You do not want that ginger to burn. That's ramen. We're going to check in on this. Looking great. This has been cooking for about 25 minutes. The aroma coming off that is amazing. So a lot of flavor building here. And you might be asking yourself, well, is there ginger in both of these things? And yes, there is. We are trying to maximize flavor with what we have. And when you boil ginger, in this case, you're getting a much different flavor than caramelizing ginger in oil. Because oil or fat is actually the best carrier of aromatic flavor. It's why these aromatic oils, like a sesame oil, is so intense compared to a sesame water. So in this case, we have a ginger liquid that's going to add a nice delicate ginger flavor in our soup. And then over here, this ginger oil, that's that punch you want in your mouth. All right, see how this ginger has browned? Not burned, it's browned. And we're going to save that. That's going to be a
Oh no.
top. Again, just really taking
Air balls.
we can. But you want to make sure you leave that oil for this next step. That's why I'm using this slotted spoon. Look at that chicken crispy ginger goodness right there. So the next element we need to touch on is the tade sauce. Use your ramen, it's distinct seasoning. And again, this is another one of those elements like the aromatic oil that's generally built out, except for leaving the ramen and then adding on at the end. But since
Wow.
this is a dinner with 7 ingredients, we're building it straight into this ramen. So it's going to be very simple. There's 3 types of traditional tade sauces. You've got the shio, which is just a salt base. You have a shoyu, which is a soy, which you can totally add soy sauce. I'm going with the miso right here. So I have some miso paste, which is just umami, salty goodness, instant flavor, great for quick meals. And what I'm going to do is add it right into this aromatic ginger oil and caramelize it a bit. And I have to give full credit to my
Oh
man.
my god.
Well, I don't know the guy, but I saw this technique on his chef's table, and I tried it, and it blew my mind. But the flavor you get here is incredible. So I'm just going to cook this down for 2 minutes. So that's looking great. And now think about the flavor that's been created here. We have caramelized
Oh no.
in an aromatic ginger oil. Insane. So what I'm going to do now is pop that open. It's been cooking away for about 35 minutes. And I'm just going to slowly start emulsifying this stock in there. And I love this technique because you know how miso generally separates in a miso soup from the actual broth? That's fine for basic miso soup. But when you use this technique and slowly...
Kim says hi, we say hello.
You'll see this incredible emulsification.
And I say bye. Okay, bye Roy.
Right there. Just use that as an incredible miso ginger sauce. But we're going to keep going and turn this into a soup, of course. Just like that, you've got a delicious ramen broth. I'm just going to taste it for a second. Oh, wow. Oh,